Let's get real. We use our phones for a plethora of online activities. You could be using it right now. With that in mind, it's crucial to safeguard your phone and its data. There are countless ways a malicious actor can gain access to your phone. Luckily, I'll cover how to know if your phone is hacked, what to do, and how to avoid it. So, starting with how to check if your phone is hacked. Seems like a pretty good place. Though common, strange pop-ups aren't the only sign that your device is compromised. Ever have unusual activity across social media, your calls or texts? What about your battery draining quickly or weird events appearing on your calendar? Yep, there are a number of warning signs that your phone has been hacked. If you're nodding your head to a few of these points, it's fair to assume the worst. So, real quick, you should understand how this might happen, seeing as phone hacking can be caused due to actions that you may have unknowingly taken. First, can an iPhone be hacked? Honestly, though the Apple Store has a robust and strict vetting system, it is still possible. This is where I should mention your hardware and software considerations, seeing as iPhone and Android devices have different vulnerabilities. Also, Android has millions of different devices simultaneously running different versions of Android. For example, older Android devices were easier to modify, especially if you had access to the physical device. Though a lot of changes have taken place in the past few years. Another area of danger, zero-click vulnerabilities. Sometimes for this to be successful, all it takes is for the device to be within close proximity or Wi-Fi range, and a cybercriminal to have the device's telephone number. In other cases, access could be granted due to spyware on your device. These attacks aren't specific to your device, though Samsung smartphones were targeted predominantly back in 2020 due to a flaw. That leads me on to the Google Store's prevalence of malicious apps. In general, Google just has less human screenings than the Apple Store does. Though once discovered, these malicious apps are usually removed, but sometimes it's after they've been installed by millions of people. Furthermore, third-party stores and insecurities could be a hotspot for malware. This can be anything downloaded outside of the Play Store which isn't subject to malware screenings, and that can be dangerous. Also, while not recommended, jailbreaking is a fairly common practice amongst iPhone users. When jailbreaking a device, you have to bypass the iPhone's security restrictions, and therefore could mistakenly install malicious software. Rooting is a similar practice for Android users. Though this gives the user more control, it's at the expense of security features. Another entry point is spyware or backdoors being installed because someone has gained access to a phone via Bluetooth or whatever, and they're in close proximity. An example would be the recent Pegasus spyware, which granted access to iPhone users' camera, microphone, files, contacts, and message history. Compromised networks and stolen credentials are also ways that malware ends up on your phone, and they don't discriminate against devices either. These are just a few ways, but the most common for Android and iOS devices. Now the golden question. What do you do if your phone has been hacked? Well, starting with iPhone, because what works for one hardware won't necessarily work for another, first, reboot your iPhone. Surprisingly, non-persistent malware can actually be removed with this method. Next, I'd suggest connecting to a different network, in case it's network related. Compromised networks can present similar symptoms as viruses. If not, more drastic steps will need to be taken. After you've verified that the threat is removed, to be super cautious, I'd recommend changing your iCloud password and adding two-factor authentication to your account using a different device. You can also remove any unrecognized devices from your Apple ID. If you're still having issues, you should perform a complete wipe of your iPhone to remove any deep-rooted malware. Now, to remove a mobile virus from an Android device works a little differently. I'd first recommend running an anti-malware scan immediately. There's tons of reputable and cheap providers, and we cover them on our channel a lot, so check the description if you need help or the best deals. Remember, viruses can do more damage, so also remove any unrecognizable apps too. Next, try a different network, specifically if the issue is pop-up ads. This can in fact be a network issue and not malware. Next, change your Google password and add two-factor authentication immediately. As a last resort, if all else fails, do a complete wipe of your Android device. Having said all that, even if your device is yet to be compromised, there's still efforts on your part to keep it that way and enhance your mobile security. As mentioned, reliable antivirus apps won't just run scans, but they can stop you from entering malicious web pages. They're also a secure and efficient way to remove a virus on a phone or other devices in general. What's more, they can protect you in real time and have web security features. Though Apple doesn't allow deep access to antivirus solutions, a lot of them come with web protection features, which safeguards one of the most vulnerable parts of iOS. So regardless if you're using an iPhone antivirus or looking to improve your Android security, there are reliable options out there. Then there's the whole public Wi-Fi situation. I try to avoid using it, but I know sometimes it's the only option. A VPN has pretty solid ways to help you avoid sniffing network traffic by encrypting your connection and often blocking LAN traffic by default. Many top leaders like NordVPN or Surfshark have the ability to block malicious traffic or even scan dark web databases for any of your leaked credentials. Both offer really great VPN for mobile applications and exclusive features too. A VPN can help prevent remote access to your phone, but nothing else when it comes to spyware, backdoors, or some of the other threats that result in malware on mobile devices. So I always recommend using security tools in conjunction to get the best protection. As always, if you aren't sure what's the best mobile security improving option, I'll add my tried and tested recommendations down in the description, alongside some great deals. Aside from top-notch softwares, there are some cybersecurity tips you ought to know. Practicing good cyber hygiene is crucial. Be conscious of what you click on and always apply regular software updates. Please don't store sensitive information on your phones. Don't put passwords in your notes, just don't do it. There's encrypted storage you can use, or even password managers. And as I mentioned, avoid third-party app stores, and in general, exercise caution when browsing the web. I'm curious, what do you guys at home do to protect your devices in cybersecurity? Have you experienced any of the warning signs I mentioned? We often post reliable advice, so if you are looking to enhance your online lives, I'd consider subscribing for future updates and tips. Considering how much data we store on our phones, from photos to browsing habits, it's crucial to practice good online hygiene, and also use reliable tools if in doubt. Thanks for watching this video on how to know if your phone was hacked. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one.